again, everyone. Today I am here to swatch a new product from Letter Sparrow. So it's still watercolor, but she started offering these colors in tubes. So this was the first offering, which was sort of a fall selection of colors. So we have Earth Patina, Saffron, Orange Iron Oxide, Violet Ochre, and Prussian Blue. And they come in these nice little tubes, and they're handmade. And I think it is, let's see, so they do say on here how much is actually in the tube. So this is not as much as you would get with a commercial tube. So this is 0.6 ounces. This one is 0.5 ounces. This one is 0.5 ounces, 0.6, and 0.5 ounces. So they are not full all the way to the bottom. It did say, you know, what the size of the tube would be when I purchased these, so I was aware that they would be a little small. And then there's these nice little hand done swatches here on the end of the tube. So basically there's a few advantages to using tubes instead of hard pans for watercolor. This you could use as is, just straight out of the tube, if you like to have a really concentrated level of color. And I don't generally paint like that, but I have been wanting to try that a little bit more. You could do that with any tube watercolors. You could just, you know, squeeze that out into a palette and use it with as little or as much water as you want. And that might be nice if you want a really super concentrated color, because although most watercolors are pretty concentrated in pigment if you go with artist grade. I know I've talked about this on my channel before. I say even beginners, you should start with artist grade. Just get a few colors to start with, because they are more expensive, but just start with fewer colors because you're going to get such a better result with artist grade watercolors. And these, even though they're handmade, they are what I would consider artist grade. Some of the hallmarks of artist grade watercolors is that they have a high pigment load, meaning they have a lot of what makes the color in them, and fewer binders, or less of a percentage of the binders. So I wanted to show these to you in how they come in the tubes. They also came in these little bags with a little knot tied around each one. And but now I'm going to take these off and put these off to the side. I'll remind you what colors these are, but I am going to go ahead and swatch these out for you. You already kind of saw the swatches on the tubes there, but you know, you're never going to get the same kind of swatch twice, I've found. So I put a little dollop of each of these here up at the top, and with some of these like this, which is an earth patina and an earth pigment. Let's see, what is it? It's PY43 and PBK11. So there's a little bit of black in there. Sometimes it'll be a little harder to get going with sort of a natural pigment, but this is going now. I am going to go ahead and try to activate all of that pigment and give you sort of a good range of color here. I do tend to use my swatch pages again for other things. What I might do, I'm almost approaching the end of this swatch book, so I might finish out the swatch book and then do a flip through on the channel, and then I will, you know, utilize it for other things in other artwork. So we're getting a little bit more of a concentration here at the top, and then you can see what it looks like more dilute towards the bottom. And I'll show it compared to the swatch on the tube also at the end. So this one is definitely a little bit more, you're getting a little bit more pigment out of this. This is saffron yellow. And because it is so pigmented, I'm going to make the swatch a little bigger. We're going to get really concentrated, and that's what you can get with tube colors right out of the tube. I did not let this dry really at all up here at the top. the little dollop of paint that I put out. So you're getting really super concentrated there at the top, and then here's a little bit more dilute. I'm gonna actually add a little bit more water down here so you can see that. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next, which is this orange iron oxide. And I think I might have gotten a little bit more of a swatch here on this one. And this is definitely very pigmented. Clearly more of an opaque color when you're using it full strength up here. And for painting, even if I end up using these colors straight out of the tube, I probably will not use this much. This is also kind of helpful to see, like, how much do I really need to use of these colors? Because clearly, at least these last two, have been really super pigmented. And I'm actually going to touch this to this other color here, see what happens. I'm also gonna, might be a little too late for this, but I'm going to touch this one to this one as well. Yeah, you're getting more of an overlap here than a bleeding into like you're getting here. Okay, and so this next color is violet ochre. Another very pigmented color, it seems. I'm going to go over into this color a little bit again. But I don't think I used as much for this particular dollop, so we'll see. And I'll just keep adding more water as we go down. And this one is clearly granulating. And then the last one here is Prussian blue, which is a beautiful deep, deep blue. Very strong blue. Yes, I've said this before when I've swatched Prussian blue, you don't need to use a lot because you get a lot of bang for your buck with Prussian blue. Okay. There we go. Yeah, and I could keep going actually. Could keep going and show you sort of, you know, what you would get if it's really dilute. Really nice sky blue. All right. So again, this is the Earth Patina, showing you the comparison to the sample that came with it. This is the Saffron, which is PR102 and PY42. And then here is the Orange Iron Oxide, which is PR101 and PY43, I think is what that says. So these are all mixes except for these last two. Violet Ochre, which is PR102. That's lovely and granulating. That's really super nice. And again, I've gotten hair out there. Got a haircut recently, and so my hair, and it's shorter. So this is Prussian Blue PB27. So you can see for some of these, I've gotten them a little darker than the samples, and some are lighter. All right, these are beautiful. I'm really liking this violet ochre. All right, well, that's all I had for you today. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.